Hello everyone, welcome. I'm JD Flutes. Boy, do I have a surprise for you all today. I've had many requests in the past, but I just haven't had the time to do it. I thought today, now it's the end of a work day, so I'm really tired. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that now. My room is a little hot. I might have to cut the air conditioner on a little bit later. But I thought it'd be wonderful to make one of my customers' flutes. In this video, I will be showing you how to shape a flute, how to make a block or a bird, whatever I decide, which I think this customer here wants a plain flat block fetish, so I'll just make that. I'll show you how to oil that flute, how to tie the leather, the tools that I use, the whole 9 yards. So grab you some popcorn and let's get started. Okay. I thought I would start off with one of my tuned Flute Blanks. This customer, he wanted a bass E flute tuned to 432 Hertz. And as you all know, 432 Hertz is for depression and anxiety. So that's the key that he wanted. And I thought it'd be easier to just start out with a flute blank instead of making the whole entire flute, because that would take a lot of time, and I really don't have a whole lot of time because of all of my other customer orders. So I did half of the work for you. Also, with this video, it should encourage you customers who likes to purchase my flute blanks, or some of you flute makers, you might want to purchase some. But I know you flute makers already know how to do the shaping, the oil, the tying the leather, and the tools and all the other stuff. But you new customers who don't know, this will give you more confidence when you purchase one of my blanks, because I'm going to show you how to do it completely. I'm not going to leave anything off. I'm not going to stop this video and I'm not going to edit anything. I'm not going to do anything of that nature unless it's an emergency. I have to leave. Now, my camera lady, she might have to go to the bathroom or something, so I just might have to pause the video and let her go use the bathroom. She's already mentioned that to me. She's back there grinning. So that'll be the only reason I'll stop this video. Okay, when you get a flute blank from me through the mail, once you open it up out of the box, it will look just like this. I will have your block taped up to your flute, so you can try it out just as soon as you get it out of the box. And as you notice, this one here already has your finger holes drilled. So this will be called my tuned flute blank. And remember, it's tuned to bass E, 432 Hertz. Now it doesn't matter what key you purchase, whether you purchase an A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what bore size you purchase. On the flute blanks, I produce 7/8 of an inch bores, 1 inch bore flutes, 1 1/8 inch bores, and also 1 1/4 inch bores. So it doesn't matter which flute you get, as long as you get one that's already tuned, you will be able to finish that flute correctly. The same way I'm going to show you with this in here. I'm going to show you how, when you get your flute, it should sound better after you oil it. It should sound better than this here if you follow my directions. So the first thing you need to do, we always have these cold climates. I ship these flutes all over the world, folks. So we have cold climates. So what you need to do when you get it out of the box, this wood is cold. Just follow me over here to the blow dryer, your hair dryer, and just warm up your flute. You don't have to warm it up too hot. Just warm it up just like so. Because the reason you want to warm up your flute, if it's cold, it's not going to sound correctly. You know, the volume might be lower or whatever. So always warm up your wood before you start. Then if you have a tuner, you can check to make sure, you can check and see what your flute sounds like. Now, what you don't want to do is play with it too much. Now, I have oil up under this fetish, but I don't have any oil on your flute because you got to finish your flute. So don't play with it too much because moisture will damage the top of this flute. So just play with it just for a little bit to see what it sounds like, because like I said, your flute, if you follow my directions, it will sound way better than this because this is raw. Once you oil something, folks, wow, it comes alive. So just try it out. Like this one here is a bass E tuned to 432 Hertz. If you come to the tuner, you will see that it was perfectly in tune. What about here with this tuner? Okay? That's what you want to do first. But now you notice I didn't play with this flute a whole lot. I just wanted to see what my flute sounded like. I wanted to see if that cat, JD Flutes, made my flute correctly. Okay. Now, you don't have to have a whole lot of tools to finish one of these flute blanks. If you don't have a whole lot, see, I have a whole line of stuff because I make so many customer flutes. I can't afford to do everything by hand. But if you, all you really need to finish one of these is some planers. That's about 1.5 inches. 1 1/2 inch planer, 1.5 inches, hand planer, a sanding block. You'll need some 80 grit and some 180 sandpaper, and also you'll need some 220 sandpaper. If you want to make it even smoother, some 320, and I'll show you some tricks after that to make your flute even smoother than 320. But like I said, that's all you need really to finish one of these, other than the oil, and I'm going to show you how to use that also. Since you already know how your flute sounds, we're going to take this tape off. Be careful when you're taking your tape off, folks. Try not to let your fetish, your block fall on the floor. I have rubber down here padding on my floor, on some of it. So if stuff falls, it doesn't really get damaged. But when you're taking this tape off, make sure you don't drop that block. Make sure you don't let it go side to side. You don't want to cut any grooves in this flute. Because I know you were excited. As you see, under this fetish, this block, there's a groove cut in it. And I already have oil up under the fetish for you. Now when you get finished, you're going to re-oil everything, but I put oil up under here so moisture doesn't damage this fetish when you're testing it out. Okay, I'm going to lay my fetish down right there. As you can see, on the top of this flute, it is completely straight and it is already smooth, so you won't have to touch anything to this. I'm going to show you how to make this flute correctly, folks, so you don't damage, you don't mess up this flute. This flute right now is concert tuned. It is recording quality and it has been professionally done. So I'm going to show you the correct way so you don't damage your flute, where you can have a wonderful sounding flute when you're finished. Also, there's a lot of people out there, folks, who don't have jobs. This right here will give you an opportunity to make money if you do it correctly. Now, follow my directions, and if you do it correctly, when you get finished, you put your name on this flute. Don't put my name on it. I didn't make it. I made half of it. I made the hard part of the flute. So don't put my name on it. Don't tell everybody that I made the flute. You can say, if you want to say anything, folks, say, this was a flute blank from JD Flutes, and I finished the flute. You know, and then you sign your name on it. That way you'll get credit for doing this flute. If you want to do it for a hobby, you know, just purchase a flute blank and make them and give them away or keep them. You know, you might want all different keys. I make all different keys. Or like I said, if it's someone who doesn't have a job, you know, because the economy is really bad right now. You know, we're having this, I think it's called coronavirus. You know, it's hurting a lot of people's jobs. You can sit at home, folks, and you can make money using these flute blanks if you do them correctly. You can sell these flutes on eBay, Etsy, Amazon, wherever. You know, you can start your YouTube channel, you know, and get up there and play your flutes. But like I said, don't tell them I made the flute. Tell them it's one of my flute blanks. That might help you sell your flute. But put your name on it. Let them know that you did it. You know, you deserve the credit. You done the work toward. You deserve the credit. Don't give me the credit. Okay. Since this is the end of the day, I'm not going to do this back by hand. I'm gonna use the lathe. Now you don't have to have a lathe to make the back round. Like I said, you can take the hand planer and you can shape this mouthpiece with this hand planer if you've got the time. See, I don't have that much time to waste. Now I have done many flutes, folks, by hand. You know, but see, I have so many customers now, I don't have time to sit and do everything by hand. So I'm going to do mine on the lathe, and then I'm going to finish everything up by hand. I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, before we even get started, well, I'm going to get up here. Get up here, move this back around. Before we get started, what I want you to do, this here works out with all of my flute blanks. You just take your measuring tape come at the end of the flute and you mark 2 inches. Mark your 2 inches. Take your square or something and draw your line. See that line? Now the purpose of this line is when I put it on that lathe, I don't want to go beyond this line because your fetish has got to sit up here. You don't want to mess with this area here. You want to keep it completely flat. So I'm gonna make this part here round, and I'm gonna make my mouthpiece. Okay, follow me over here to the lathe. If you use a lathe, what I do, you see this piece here I made for this lathe? I can put different flutes on this piece. I can do 3/4, 1 inch. I could do probably 1 1/8 inch, 7/8. That's 3/4, 7/8, 1 1/8, or 1 inch and 1 1/8. I think that's how I have this one made. And I have another one for my bigger flutes. But anyway, you can make you something like this here. And what that'll do, you have to put it in an angle to where it'll hold your flute tight to keep it from spinning. But now, back up a little bit. But now, when you put it on here, you don't want to push this flute hard because you can split this wood. You just want to put it on there gently, just enough so it won't move. And then you want to take your end and stick it right in the hole. See that? Give it a little snug right there, not much, because you don't want to. Make sure you tighten it. Do it gently. Give just a little bit of pressure and tighten it down. Now at this point it shouldn't move. See there how it's not moving? This piece right here will keep it from moving. But like I said, you don't have to have this lathe. You can do it by hand. You won't have to have any of this stuff here. It's just because I do so many flutes, I don't have time to do everything by hand. Okay, hold right there for a minute. I don't like to get this cedar all over me, so I'm going to put on a long sleeve shirt. And then I take it off because it is hot up in here. It won't take me long to do this. Now I forgot to tell you folks, your flute, this is a 1 inch bore right here. So the thickness of the flute will be 3/16 of an inch. So you want to take that into consideration when you're making this round. So if it's 3/16 of an inch on this side, 3/16 of an inch on this side, 3/16 plus 3/16 will equal 3/8. So you want to have you some type of guide, like I like to use a caliber. I got this here. Since that's a 1 inch bore, I have it 1 inch. You see that? 1 inch and 3/8. 1 inch and 3/8. That's going to be my guide so I don't go through the flute. My camera lady, she's agreeing at me. She's wanting to giggle. Now, I have a thing back here, since I'm getting ready to mess with dust. I'm going to cut on my thing, so it might get a little bit loud. But it draws all the dust out for me. Go really slow where you can see it. Why don't you put on your dust mask? Give me a moment, folks. Let this lady put on a dust mask. Like this, baby. Put that over your head. Okay. Put that over your head there. Can you breathe? There you go. I told you I wasn't going to edit this video. Put on those safety glasses. There you go. Now folks, what you want to do is you want to mark back about 1 inch. Mark back 1 inch. And then we're going to form the mouthpiece. this up here, I'm going to go ahead and sand it down just a little bit. Okay, folks, as you noticed, I shaped up the mouthpiece, but you don't have to make it really pretty because you're going to eventually mess up this here. But I'm getting ready to show you. Now, when you're taking this off, you want to pull this back. You don't want to apply any pressure on this flute because you can split it right here. So what you want to do is slide it all the way off. Gently, just like so. See how I didn't split the flute? Okay, go over there, sweetie. Now you better leave that on. We're getting ready to make some dust. You hot? Take your sweater off. What you doing with the sweater? Hold on a minute, folks. Let this lady take this sweater off. I don't know what she's doing with this sweater on. Hurry up, these folks are waiting. You better get that mask back on, I'm telling you. We're getting ready to do some dust. You got it on right. Bear with us, folks. Here. You got it. Let me take this thing off. Oh, Jesus. Bear with me. Like I said, it's the end of a work day. It was a rough day today, folks. Okay, this is what I want you to do now, folks. Let me get down here. There you go, sweetie. What you want to do, you do not want to sand on the top of this blank, because Why? Because your block and your flute has got to be completely straight to make a sound. You see there's no cracks. There's no gaps in the bottom of this fetish. So if you stand on top of this flute here, you will get air gaps. You will get cracks up on here like this. And if you do, this flute won't play correctly. You're going to lose all of its beautiful voice that you already heard when you got it out of the box. So I'm going to show you how to do it correctly. What I want you to do, it's not hard, is take from this sound hole here and this hole here, is just mark you a line like that. You're going to stay, I'm going to say a quarter of an inch. Stay a quarter of an inch away from here with this line and mark it on both sides. That's going to be your guide. You don't want to go any further in here. You're just going to make the flute round out here. What you want to do is, you want to take your hand planer. I have two hand planers because I have one set a little bit deeper than the other to speed up things. So what you want to do is go on the edge, the very corner of this flute, and don't go past this line. You just want to stay on this corner right here. Now, if it grabs, that means you got to turn the flute around. You're going against the grain. You'll have to go the other way. You want to make sure that it's going smooth. I've got to get on some glasses, folks, where I can see the detail. These are reading glasses. I got good eyes. It's just that when I put on the one reading glasses, I can see detail a whole lot more. Now I can see detail. I don't need to go beyond that. See how it's a turn a little bit? So what you want to do is go back the other way. For it to be smooth. And if you take your time and don't rush it, you'll be able to get that line beautiful just like I did. Now I'm going to get on this other side and do the same thing. You just want to cut your corners off. See how I'm making it round? You just want to work on your corners. You want to go in about a 45-degree angle. See, that's about a 45-degree angle. And the purpose of that angle is you're going to make your flute round. Now, if you're not really good, folks, if you're not really good, take you some electrical tape and tape it right here so you don't tear up your flute. If you don't have a real steady hand, take you some there and put you some right here. If you don't have a steady hand, if you think you're going to mess it up, now what that's going to do, that's going to protect your flute. That'll keep you from damaging it. Okay. See how I'm staying on a 45-degree angle? Go ahead and cut that off. Remember, you got to turn this flute here around on the other side. You can tell when you're going against the grain. If it digs down in there, turn your flute back over. Okay, yours should look just like this, folks, right now. Let's get all the dust off the camera. Yours should look just like this. Now what you want to do is we want to continue to make this flute round, so we're going to get on the bottom. We're going to work just your corners. Work just your corners. And with these little hand planers, folks, you're not going to mess it up if you take your time. See, I've been doing this stuff for a long time, and if I wasn't trying to teach you all, I would have been already finished this flute. Just take your time with it. Do one side at a time. See how it's getting round? So you can tell that flutes are getting round. You don't want to go too low because you want to have room to sand also. Sanding is going to make it real beautiful, folks. So just go down as far as you can. See there? See how it's starting to shape up? Look at how beautiful that is. One side should look just like that. See, I'm not sweating. I'm not doing any of that stuff. This is so easy. It's not even funny. Now, we need to make, since we got this side round, we need to make this side round. So what you want to do is go right back on the corner and do the same thing. Cut that corner down. Like I said, I've been doing this stuff for years. You don't have to go as fast as I'm doing. You can take your time. You can go and sit up under the tree on a beautiful sunny day and listen to the birds sing. And my camera ladies are grinning at me. But back in the day, before I got so many customers, that's what I would do, folks. I would get me a chair. I'm serious. I would get me a chair. And because, you know, I love the outdoors, I would get outside and I would listen to the birds sing. I've got hummingbird feeders everywhere, just watching nature. I love that stuff. And that's what you can do. You get you one of these flute blanks. If you don't have a lot, if you're not in a hurry, just get you a chair, sit up on the shade tree, and just enjoy yourself, folks. Take your time, and when you get finished, you will have a masterpiece. You can pass it down to your kids, to your grandkids, or, like I said, if you want to make you some money, if you don't have a job, this will be a perfect way for you to make money. You can sell flutes these days, folks, like this right here, this bass flute. You can sell this flute $180 to $500, $600. It depends on what all you do to it. But you can get your money out of these flutes. Can you imagine making $500–600 off of something when you just have just a little bit of time in it? You can use, you know, you can take that money and pay some bills with it, and take your woman out to eat or whatever. But see there how this flutes are shaping up? Yours should look just like this. Look at there. Look at that beautiful wood. The grains on this wood, folks. Look at there. That is some beautiful wood. Okay. Now at this point, what you want to do is remove your tape. I'm trying to go as slow as I can so you all can see. I'm usually like a little rabbit. I'm back here and I've got 5 or 6 flutes. I'm doing the same thing to them. Because I've got customers saying, JD, where's my flute? So I've got to roll. Okay, at this point, what you want to do now, like I said, you can take, you don't have to have any hand tools, electric tools. You can take these sanding blocks, you can get you some 80 grit, and you can start on this flute if you wanted to, and you can sand this flute round. And then afterwards, you can take a piece of 180 and do the same thing. But like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm going to use these palm sanders first. I've got 80 grit on one. No, I have 36 on one. I have 80 grit on another. And then after I do that, I'm going to hand sand it with 180. Then I'm going to hand sand it with 220. Then 320. And then I have a surprise for you after then to get it even slicker. Okay. Camera lady, you need to put on that dust mask. This is getting ready to make some dust. Yes. I'm going to just get this stuff here out of my way for right now. Got it? Mm-hmm. I'm going to cut this thing back on to get the dust out, folks. Starting off with 36 grit. Remember, do not get on top of this flute. You got your guidelines. Stay on the edge. Hold up a minute. Okay, sweetie. 36 grit. You see how I made the bottom round? See how your flute's round? It's a little rough right now, but on the next one you'll be able to see. Now, you just want to take your sander, whether it's a sanding block, hand sanding, or this here, and you want to go just like this here. That's how you make your flute round. Once you do that, you're going to turn over, and you're going to do the same thing on this other side. That's your guideline. You don't want to go below this. You want to stay here. This is your guideline. Okay, I'm going to start on this side. You see that, folks? See right now, if you look down that flute, look down it. See, that's completely straight. I didn't mess up the front of the flute, and the sides are round. See there how it's round? See there? Okay. At this point, some people, they leave these edges. I don't like to leave my edges. I like for mine to be completely smooth. And you could leave these edges if you want to. You know, it's your decision. But I'm going to show you how I do mine. What I'm going to do is gently take that sander and I'm going to smooth out these edges. And I'm going to stay about 1/2 of an inch away from this square hole. You don't want to mess up your sound hole. This is where your sound comes out. Do not sand on this hole, folks. Stay about 1/2 of an inch away from it and you can make this round. Now at the back, what you want to do, just like I have a pattern here. If you look on the bottom, it's 3/4 from here to here. It's 3/4. So what I do is, you can actually take and you can mark from here to here 3/4, and you can put your mark if you want to do that. But I like to take my block and I'm gonna just put me a mark right here and right here. You know, that's about 3/4, about 7/8 of an inch. 7/8 of an inch would be good. Just don't go any higher than that 7/8 of an inch there, or that 3/4. And what I'm going to do is this edge, if you want to remove this edge, you want to sand on this edge right here, and it'll be round. See this flat section? All this flat section will disappear. Okay, I'm still with my 36 grit sandpaper. I'm going to get started on that. You want to go gently on just the corners. Go on the corners. You'll see how I do it. I'm going to go really slow so you can see how I work this. Like I said, don't go up in here. That's where your fetish sits. I'm going to go really slow for you folks. I'm going to mention one more thing. If you didn't want to do it this way, you can take your hand planer and you can go down. Some people like pointy flutes. You can go down from here if you wanted to and keep going all the way around with that hand planer, and you can come out to a point. But I'm going to make mine round since this is a customer's flute. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the front. See there, folks? That's how I do mine. I get rid of all of the points, the hard edges. See? And as you notice, I didn't touch any of this here that the block sits on. See there? See? It's still completely flat. See it? I didn't touch any of that. Yours will do the same if you follow my directions. Make sure you go about 7/8 of an inch from here, or 3/4, so you'll have room for your block. And see, when you sand it, you're going to go around, so your block's got plenty of room. See? Now what we want to do is do exactly what we've done this time with the 80 grit, because that's 36 grit sandpaper. Now with the 80 grit, you'll see the beauty of the flute. Do everything you've done with the 36, you do the same with the 80 grit. Do you all see how the 80 grit's getting it smoother? It's a whole lot smoother than this. See how it's smooth right there? So make sure you follow my directions. Go over with the 80 grit with the whole flute. And then we're going to hand sand the rest. Bear with me, folks. My camera lady got thirsty. I had to give her a Gatorade. She's not used to this type of weather.
Really? I have hot flashes. I'm used to it.
She says she has hot flashes. This is what I work in, folks, every day. I got several different areas I work in. I got areas that I dry my wood in. I got areas that I cook my wood in. I got another area to where I engrave all my engravings in. And this little room here is what I feel more comfortable in. So I usually make my flutes here. Okay, I guess my camera lady's got us some Gatorade and she's ready to roll again. She acts like she's working hard holding this camera.
Oh my God. He's going to get some serious trouble.
You better put your lid back on that Gatorade to get dust in it.
You know what? You know what? Sir,
what?
No love for you tonight.
Okay. That's my better half holding this camera. That's why she said that. I hope she's getting all this on camera. Because I can only do this one time.
You make me sound like I'm a nitwit.
Let me make sure this thing's recording. It's still recording, folks.
In the doghouse.
And blow the dust off this camera. Talking about I'm in the doghouse.
You are.
But you see how it's starting to shape up? When you're sanding, please do not touch any of these holes. If you touch those holes right there, you will cause your flute to get out of tune. You see, I'm staying way up here. I'm not touching these holes. Don't sand on your holes, folks. Just follow my directions, and I promise you, your flute will sound and perform just like mine when I get this one here finished. You won't have any troubles. As you can see, now you can make this here different than what I did. This is just the way I do all of my customer flutes, folks. As you see, I do everything by hand. I don't do it with machines other than sanders. You know, I'm getting ready now to use my hand. Ain't that a beautiful piece of wood? When you order a flute blank from me, I don't give you ugly wood. I always pick you out the very best pieces that I have. Because I wouldn't want it, and so I'm not going to give you an ugly piece. Okay, now the mouthpiece part. See how I told you that was going to mess up so you don't have to do it perfect? So now we're going to hand sand all of this here. But before we do, we're going to take some 80 grit sandpaper on a sanding block. If you can see this sanding block, I don't know how my camera ladies are doing.
Really?
We're going to hand sand. You're going to go in the same places that you went with that palm sander. You're going to go in the same places. Let me get back on my glasses so I can get close detail.
Yeah, because you're blind.
No, I'm not blind. I can see good. Yeah.
You throw shade at
I got good eyes.
Right.
It's just that these here helps me see detail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not throwing shade.
Yes, you are.
Okay, folks, look. Don't go past that line. Those lines, remember your fetish has got to sit on this area. Right here, your fetish has got to sit on this area. So take your 80 grit, your 180. Remember when we started off with 36 grit, and then I sanded it with this here. This is 80 grit. Now we're going to do 180 grit sandpaper. Back up a little bit so that dust won't be on the camera. I like to use a glove that way I can wipe off what I'm doing. If you see any scratches, you sand them out, folks. Don't leave scratches in your flute. See how beautiful that's getting? See there? Back up. Now we're going to do the same to this side as we done to this side. There's no shortcuts, folks. So when you sand, make sure you sand everything. But it always helps when you use a glove. That way you can see what you're doing. Now we've got to do the top. What you want to do is when you're sanding, you want to do that block just like that. Because you want to make it round. See how round that is? You want to keep it round, so you want to make your block in a round motion. That's why I keep turning this flute, I'm making it round. You alright?
No, because you tried to roast me on camera.
But you're alright though. I want you facing that on me.
I'm fine.
Alright. See how beautiful that's getting? Folks, if you sand it good, the true beauty will come when you oil it. That's when you see the beauty of this flute. Those yellow lines, God knows it's going to be beautiful, folks. Beautiful. Yes. Okay. Now when you're hand sanding this, remember, don't get on your holes. And don't sand on your hole here. Stay away from this area. You can see where I'm sanding. You shape it the way you want to shape it. You don't have to do it just like I'm doing. I'm just showing you what not to do. So you will have a good sounding flute. What you want to do is hold that sandpaper up. That way, if you hold it flat, you will have a tendency to hit these holes. If you hold it up, you won't hit those holes. See how I'm standing away from that hole? Remember where your guidelines are. Don't go up here because of your fetish. Stay below those guidelines. Your 7/8 inch marks or 3/4 inch marks. Stay below those marks. That way your fetish will sit completely flat on your flute. See there? They're still flat, folks. And I don't see any scratches, so we're doing a good job. Now we got to form the mouthpiece. I don't like to have this bevel. So I like to feel when I do it. See how I'm cutting that bevel off? You can also use your sanding block. You can use your sanding block if you want to, if your hands are tired. You can take that sanding block and stay. See how I've got it up? I've got it up off the flute. That way you won't hit any of this. Just have it up. If you're not comfortable, you can just use your hand. But what you want to do is keep rotating that flute. See how I'm making it go round? That way you can get the whole entire flute. See how I'm rotating it? You might be able to see better with my hand. See, I'm going to start off here, but I'm going to keep rotating that flute around to get this edge off, folks. I actually like to stand up, but I'm trying to do it so y'all can see on the camera. See how I'm rotating that flute? Back up a little bit. They can see. I like to go by a feel. When I feel that edge is gone, that's when I start sanding. And see, I've got that sandpaper up. I've got my thumb there holding that sandpaper up, where I won't touch this here. See that how I've got it up? That's the way you want to sand it. You don't want to lay that sandpaper down flat. You want to hold it up like that, where you won't mess up your work that you just did. Like I said, you can do it the way you want to do it, but this is the way I'm going to do it because this is a customer. And he ordered this flute. Now on the head, you don't want to go too far with it. Try to get to where you can see it. Back up a little bit, sweetie. Back up your camera. That way they can see. Got it? What you want to do is keep it round. See how I'm getting it round? You don't want to go too close to it because you don't want your flute cracking. See there? Now you can take the end of this block and you can go right there with it. Also, to make that edge completely square. See there how it's getting square? Okay, now I'm going to finish hand sanding it from here. I'm going to hold it up to where you can see it. Back up a little bit where it won't get some dusty. I'm going to just keep turning my flute around just like that, folks. That's how I'm going to do it to sand that top. I'm turning my flute. That way the flute will be even. See how it's getting even? See there? Plus two, I'm cutting all them scratches out that the 80 grit done. You want to make sure you get all them scratches. See there? That's beautiful. Now, let me turn this thing down some in case y'all can't hardly hear me. I got it on low. Now what you want to do, folks, we just went over it with 36 grit. We went over with 36 grit. Then we went over with 80 grit. Then we went over it with 180 grit, which has a beautiful finish, but we're not through here. Now we're going to do 220 grit. And you want to hand sand this. Hand sanding is always the best policy, folks. Hand sanding always gets it down the smoothest. You want to start on your edge just like you did the other 3 times. Start on your edge. You see I'm going slow. I'm trying to go slow where you can see it. See I'm going slow. See I'm on that edge. See there? Just go slow with it. Let me get my glove on. That way I can wipe it down. I normally wear gloves. Okay. Got it on there? Back up.
Pretty.
Yes. You got to see.
They gonna see how bossy you are.
Okay. But look. You want to keep turning that flute. See, as I'm saying, I'm going to turn in my flute, folks.
No love, no love.
I got plenty of love.
Hey, you ain't gonna get no love tonight. It's Saturday night, no, forget it.
Okay.
Now your viewers know.
Now, folks, you heard that junk. I'm working on a Saturday.
Yeah, no love.
But I don't mind it. You know why? Because I'm trying to help you all out. When I'm helping you all out, guess what? You helps me out. See how smooth it's getting? And how you help me out is when you buy my products. So I don't mind spending a Saturday night for you folks. If it wasn't for you all, I wouldn't be here. And also, if it wasn't for God, I know I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't even have the breath to come out here if it wasn't for Him. So, He's the one that gave me this knowledge. I don't mind sharing it with you all to help you out. This is a continuous cycle. You know, I make the product, you purchase from me, so you can make the same product, and then you're helping me and I'm helping you. This could be a job for somebody, folks. You get good at it. Like I said, you can sell these flutes, a bass E, tuned to 432 hertz, 432 hertz. You can sell this flute, like I said, $170, $500–600. It depends on what you do to it. But you know, you can't sell any flute. You got to make sure that it's top notch to get that kind of money, folks. You got to make sure that it's done right. That's why I'm taking the time to make sure it's done right. I won't give it to you if it's not right, because I want a repeat customer. I want you to come back to me. If it's not right, I'm told many people this. My kids and I and my lady right there, we'll get out there and we'll roast marshmallows on that flute if it's not done right. I'm not going to ship a flute to you that's not done correctly. See how I'm getting all them scratches out? So if you get a flute blank from me, or if you get a completely made flute from me, it's going to be done with love. It's going to be done with compassion. You know, I'm going to put my whole heart and soul into this stuff to make sure you're getting what you paid for. Because you're depending on me. I've got plenty of artists, folks. I've got plenty of recording studios. I've even got doctors who purchase my flutes, and they want that stuff right. Believe it or not, these flutes have been healing people. I had a customer the other day. He told me how these 432 hertz has been helping him with his depression. He can't go to sleep at night unless he plays that flute. They helps him sleep, and that's no joke. I'm not going to call his name. I even had one lady to tell me that she plays her flutes to her plants. This year was the first time her flute, when she played her flute to her plants, they produced more. They grew more this year than they ever grew before in their lives.
Tell them about Mia.
Oh yeah, and my little puppy, Mimi, or our little puppy, we call it Mimi. She's a little Yorkie. She's spoiled rotten. She acts like she's human. When I play a flute, that puppy immediately starts to close her eyes and she'll fall asleep. Now, once I stop playing, you might think I'm telling a story. She'll open her eyes, look at me like, what in the world are you doing? You know, why'd you stop for? That puppy's so doggone ruined that we have to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken to buy her chicken, you know, or Food Line and buy chicken that's cooked or something like that, because she won't eat any other thing. You know, you have to hand feed her, and sometimes she won't eat unless you sit there and hand feed her. She is just spoiled rotten. But get back to the flutes. Get back these flutes, folks. I put my whole heart and soul into them. That's why I'm sitting here right now, trying to make sure I got out all the scratches. Let me cut this thing off. That's why I'm trying to make sure I get out all the scratches. I want to make sure this customer is happy, because if he's happy, guess what? He's going to come back to me. If he want another flute. And that's how you know you're doing your job correctly. Because I promise you, if somebody does something to me wrong the first time, I don't go back. You can ask my lady right there. That's the end of it. I'm telling you. I want a person that's honest. And I want my product right. Because think about it, folks. You worked hard for that money. You don't want somebody gypping you. You know, they telling you they're going to produce this for you. And then when you get it, it's something totally different. Now what I like to do on this edge, I like to take that 220 and just go lightly on the edge. And that keeps it from being so sharp. Just go right there on the edge. Now don't get on this top. Just go right there on the edge. Do the same side. Do the same thing to this side. See there? It keeps it from being sharp. Like I said, you want to hold that sandpaper up. You don't want to hold it down because you'll get on them holes. Hold your sandpaper up and sand. Sand all of those scratches out. Because I promise you, if you don't get those scratches out, you're going to see it when you oil this flute. That oil shows up everything. You want to make sure you got it. You got it right, folks. Take your time and do it right. By me trying to show y'all, I'm got a little too close to my holes. I couldn't see what I was doing. I was guessing at it. If I'd have been doing it out here by myself, I wouldn't have been nowhere near that hole. But see how, if just say if you got too close to them holes when you were sanding, you see how I'm not touching that hole? I'm just right there on the edge of that hole. Because I see a little scratch right there. There we go, I got it out, folks. See, as long as you stay off of that hole, you're fine. If you get on that hole, I promise you this flute will be out of tune. Good, ain't that beautiful? I sanded it right out. Look at how pretty this flute's getting. If you see something that looks like a scratch, 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. So if you wear a glove, you can sit right there and clean off your work, and you can see the beauty that you've done, folks. Now I'm got to get back here and I'm got to do this. Now I've done that with 180. Now I got to do it with 220, because you want the mouthpiece nice and smooth when it's going in your mouth. Okay, I'm got to get this edge, since I'm sanding that edge with 180. I'm got to get this edge, and remember to hold your sandpaper up with that thumb where you won't mess up your work. See how I'm doing? See, I'm not hitting any of this work here. I'm holding that sandpaper up. And you turn that flute around. Go around and around with it. Round and round, folks. I'm just on this edge. I'm not on this edge. I'm just sanding this edge here. Looks good. Now I'm going to sand the edge. You want to hold your flute up. Remember, you don't want to get too far in here. You want to keep that circle about the same. Hold your sandpaper up. Go around and around with your flute. So you can look at the top and see how I'm turning that flute around. See how I'm turning it? See how I'm turning that flute? Because you want it all the same. See there? Believe it or not, this is my lady's first time seeing me make a flute. So hopefully, before she says anything, hopefully now that she sees me doing it, she'll come out here and help me out a little bit.
I have shown you these before.
You ain't never seen me shape a flute.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't. You seen me tune a flute, but you never seen me shape one. Yeah, you seen it now. It's the first time, sis.
You are just...
Maybe next time you'll grab your piece of sandpaper, come out here and help me when I'm getting behind.
No, I'll get something poppy.
Uh-huh.
You were trying to roast me tonight.
Uh-huh.
Really?
What time is it? We got to hurry up. It's 10:30. I don't work on Sundays, folks. I'm trying to hurry up where I won't have to stop this camera. And I told you I wasn't going to edit.
My
This
wife, I
stuff.
would stop the camera. You would
Lord, don't hit that camera,
be, oh,
sweetie.
you would be clipped.
Don't hit it.
Your viewers will see how you treat your better half.
I'm
yeah.
good to you. You know I am. I'm good to her, folks. I'll take her out to eat tomorrow. It's Sunday. She likes to go to IHOP. Yeah, you do.
Look, I don't know about that coronavirus.
Oh, okay. Well, the Lord will take care of us.
Yeah, but
Have a little faith.
I like delivery. I think they probably do too.
Have a little faith. Just make sure you got out all your scratches. As you can see, you don't see any scratches. I'm going to go real slow. You don't see any scratches in this flute from that other sandpaper. And plus too, you can tell it's shaping up beautifully. See there? Starting to shape up beautifully. But like I said, you don't have to shape your flute like I'm doing. You can do it way out here if you want to. I'm going to have the customers to send me photos. Their flutes will be way out here. But this is just my design, folks, and I love it. My customers, they seem to love it. So this is my design, and now you see how I do it. See how I do it now. Okay, now we're gonna, first I'm gonna get me some Gatorade.
Oh, really?
You need you some Gatorade? I'll hold the camera for you. Little drink of some Gatorade, folks. I see her over there, she's breaking a sweat.
Don't even smart me. Don't even do it and try to roast me.
She's a breaking a sweat.
You're going to get what's coming to you.
Believe it or not, she's breaking a sweat. Now I can see myself. I don't even know if you can see me while I
Look
go.
who's talking.
Okay, I'm got a sweat too, folks, but let's get back to work.
All in your chances.
There you go. Okay, folks, now since we've done the 220, we need to do the same exact thing with the 320 sandpaper. The 320 sandpaper will make it even smoother. See how smooth that is. Feel it. Feel it. Don't be scared of it. See there how smooth that is? Okay, now this 320 make it even smoother. You want to start off the same way you've been doing. Go ahead and get your edge. Stay off of that there. You just want to get your corner a little bit. So I'm sanding it down here. I'm going to go ahead and sand that now. Stay off of that hole. Like I said, I wouldn't have got that close if I hadn't been trying to show you a close-up with that camera. I don't ever go this close to these holes. But I did today.
Really?
So what does that tell you? We're all human.
Oh, but you just roasted me.
Well, I'm human.
And I'm not, okay.
Just like you're human.
Yeah, but I didn't get the footage, am I?
You what?
I'm getting your footage.
I hope you're getting it.
You'll get
Okay. Like I said, you want to sand everything where you just sanded. With that 220, you want to do with the 320. Okay, I'm going to turn it over now because I'm get this other side. Just don't sand on that hole. And don't sand on that square hole there either, your sound hole. Do not sand on that hole. You can sand up to it with that 320. So your flute will be smooth. But don't sand on that hole. Please don't sand on that. If you do, you're going to mess up your sound. See how I'm doing it? I'm going really slow for you. Going very slowly so you see that I'm not hitting that hole. Take your time. If you hit that hole, you will mess up the sound, your voice.
like you messed up your love tonight.
No, I didn't mess up my love.
Yes, you did.
I still get some sugar.
No, you won't.
Promise
I
you.
promise you will not.
I promise you I'll get some sugar.
Okay, well, they hear it.
Okay. But anyways, keep right on with the 220. She's talking smack to me, folks. I'm going to get my sugar. Because I have my ways.
No.
She knows.
Good.
She knows I have my ways.
No, you don't.
Okay, let's go this way. Send this here apart. It's getting so late, I don't know if I'm going to have time. I'm going to have to continue this Monday.
Excuse me, sir?
I'm trying to get it. I would have been finished, folks. Like I said, if I wasn't recording and trying to show you the details, I would have been finished this flute. It only takes me about 2 hours to do this. And that's making the fetish also. Getting this joker where to play. Getting ready to oil. It only takes me about 2 hours. But like I said, I've been doing them since 2010. I've been doing this stuff for years. I don't expect you all to do them that quickly. Hold your sandpaper up. Don't forget about holding your sandpaper up, so you don't mess up what you already sanded. And go around with your flute, just like I'm going around with it. Because you got to get out your 220 scratches. Like I'm just doing that edge. I'm going by feel. Now I'm going to go ahead and, remember you got to do this here too, with the 320. See it? Now I'm going to show you something. You see how that there's, that edge, it's sharp. About to lose my words. The edge sharp. What you want to do is take this sandpaper and you want to just gently do this right here. You want to turn that flute around and you just want to go on that edge. See how I'm going on that edge? You want to go around just like that there. And what that does, that takes the sharpness off of that edge. See? Now I'm going to do a little faster where I can go ahead and get this thing done. It's getting late on me. But you want to get it. You want that sharpness off because you don't want anything sharp in your mouth. See there? It cut it off. See there how it cut that sharpness off? See there? See there? It cut the sharpness all the way off. Now what I like to do, I like to go up with my 320 because it seems like when you go down this way it puts more scratches in it, but if you go up from the mouthpiece up, it see there, it takes all the scratches away. I know it sounds stupid, but it does. Remember, when you're oiling your flute, you don't want any scratches, because that oil will show everything. See how we're doing, folks. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Don't see any scratches. That's what you want right there. Guess what? We're just about finished. Okay, let me show you this here. At this point, come on down this way. That way I know I got it completely smooth without getting on my holes. Don't get on your holes. Okay, at this point, your flute is nice and round. You know, it's shaped up. See there? See how that flute's shaped? See how this is flat where the fetish sits? Some customers and some flute makers, they like to leave their flute right here. They like to leave it square. See how it's square? I like to put mine a little bevel. You can take this sandpaper, believe it or not, and you can go around and around, just like right there, if you want it to. And you can make that flute round if you want it to. You know, you can have a roundness to it. But like I said, I have so many customers, I don't have time for that. I'm going to go over here to this belt sander, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to go all the way to here. I'm going to stay about halfway in here of making it round. And I'm going to show you how I do it quickly. Just turn around right here, babe. But like I said, if you don't have a belt sander, you can do it the same way with your hand. You can make that round, or you just might want to leave it square. It doesn't matter. See how I didn't go all the way to the end? I just went halfway with it. Now I'm going to cut some of that there sharpness off. But I'm going to just lay the weight of the flute down. I'm not going to put any pressure down on this flute because I don't want to cut my bevel. I don't want to cut into my flute. I'm going to just cut that there off a little bit. You'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm going to go around and around with the flute. See there how I cut that sharpness off? Now I finished the rest of it up by hand. Come over here, sweetie. Okay, take you some 180. Put that flute in your leg. And you want to put your hand like this here. You can take and do it like this right here and go around and around, but it scratches up the front of your flute. So what you want to do is just do this here. And remember, you don't really want to cut much of your flute off either because it's already tuned up. So you want to do it in a bevel. Just like this here. I'm going to go slow. Where you can see it. That sharp edge will start to disappear. See how it's starting to disappear? See there? Ain't that beautiful? All you got to do is keep going around and around with it. But see, I'm not cutting any off the top, folks. I'm just doing this bevel. That's why I'm holding my sandpaper like that. If you can see it, you see I'm just on the bevel going around and around like that. See there? Now you see these scratches here? You need to get those scratches out. Take you 180. Hold your paper up, like I'm showed you, and go round and around with your flute, and cut them scratches out. You want to make sure you get all the scratches. If you see anything out of the ordinary, sand it, because it could be a scratch. Just go round and around. Once you get all those 180 scratches out, get your 220. Go right back on the top with your 220. Remember, don't sand on the top like that. You just want to sand the edge. And all you're doing is smoothing your flute. See there how we're getting it smooth? Now, get back up here on the top. Hold your sandpaper like that again. Don't hold it down flat. Hold it up where you won't put scratches on your flute. And go around and around. And don't hit that bottom hole. If you do, your flute will get out of tune. Now folks, if you listen to me, I promise you, you're going to have a wonderful sounding flute. It's going to be a professional flute. And you, like I said, you can pass it on to your kids, to your grandkids, or if you're the type of person who would like to make some money because you want to provide for your family, you can get you one of these Flute Blanks. And if you do it right, once somebody buys one of them and it's done right, guess what? They're going to get back. They're going to tell people about you, and then you will have it going on. But you got to take your time and do it right. Don't think about the money. If you think about the money, you'll always go wrong. I don't do this for the money. Yes, I do it to provide for my family, but I don't do it for the money. I do it because I love doing it. You got to do it for the love. You know, you got to put your heart into it, folks, or this stuff's not going to work. And pray over your work, folks. Before I got started, I prayed over this flute. Okay, now get on it with your 320. Go around and around with it. At this point, you can take and do this here on the inside a little bit. In case we had an edge. Hit that 320 right there. Just make sure you don't get on that hole, folks. Just don't get on your hole. Just take your time. Reason I can do it so fast because, like I said, I've been doing this stuff for years. And I know where it's at. I can't do it blindfolded, but I can do it enough to where I won't hit my holes and stuff. Okay. Let's check it to make sure we don't have any scratches. If you see any scratches, right now is the time to sand it out. See, it looks a little rough right there. What you want to do is take that 320, make it smooth. The smoother you have your flute, the better the finish will be. See there, now it looks better. Like to make sure it's good and smooth, folks. Smoother your flute, like I said, the prettier your flute will be. When you put that oil on it, if it's got a nice smooth finish, it'll have a satin shine. Like I said, I'm going to show you what type of oil I use, because I sell that oil, folks. You can't get that oil anywhere cheaper than what I sell it for. I mean, I'm the cheapest they are. I can give you a pint of it way cheaper than you can get that stuff off of eBay or anywhere. They're ridiculous with that oil on eBay. Like there was a little scratch right there. Make sure you get them scratches out, because you want your customers to be happy. There we go, got it out. Feel that, sweetie. Smooth, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I wear these reading glasses, because I can see with these ones, I can see way better than what my regular eyes can do, and I got good eyes. I can see things from a distance that you won't believe. I got great eyes, and she's smiling at me because she knows it's the truth. I can see stuff that a lot of people won't see. I got some good eyes.
Yeah.
If it's out there, I'll see it. Okay. You remember I told you I'm going to show you how to get your flute even smoother? I like to use Scotch-Brite pads. And you can take that Scotch-Brite pad, believe it or not, I used to paint cars, I used to paint motorcycles for a living. And that's how I learned about Scotch-Brite pads. You can make this stuff even smoother with this pad. It would feel like maybe you're using like a 2000 grit sandpaper or something. You know, after the 240 if you use a Scotch-Brite. And you might not believe it, a piece that's wore, half the depth like this right here, I'll worm the depth, folks. That right there produced a better finish than this one. So if you ever get you one and it looks ragged out, don't throw it away. You still can use it. I'm finna show you what I'm talking about. Now you look at this here. Now, you can tell it's got a little bit to it. Now, once I do this, it's going to have a little satin shine to it without the finish. See there? You can see it. See that little shine? That flute's smoother. Back up, sweetie. it's smoother. Just back your camera up a little. There you go. We'll have room there. Go on this edge here. Remember, now don't sand on top of this because I already had that stuff right. It'll be right when you get it out the box, so don't sand on it. See, I'm going really slow. You see, I'm not touching that there. I already had that at 220, so don't sand it. That's the purpose of it, you know. I make sure it's already sanded before you get it. That's why I know you'll have a good sounding flute if you get mine. So you can grab that there like that. You might not believe it, but this Scotch-Brite, it's making him shine now. When you put that oil on there, you'll be able to tell it. Now don't sand on your flute, on your holes. Don't sand on these holes. I already have them sanded with this Scotch-Brite, so you don't have to do that. I sand on that before I tune the flute. It's already smooth. So don't sand on your holes now and get your flute out of tune. God, that dropped it, folks. Good gosh. Slow your rump down, Jimmy. Always get the edge of it too. With that right there. Like to throw that flute over there. Yeah, okay. But anyways, trying to hurry up. I'm running out of time. Like I said, I don't work on Sundays. It's 10:53 now. I've got to hurry up. If not, I'm going to have to finish this Monday for you guys. Because I don't do anything on Sundays. Spend time with my family. Come on, sweetie. Okay. Let me blow this off. Okay, folks, that right there is a finished flute. See it? It's finished. Do that, sweetie. Finished flute.
Lovely.
Like I said, back it up. But like I said, if you do it just like I did it, you will have a good sounding flute. Now, I'm not going to try it out right now because I know that it sounds good because I didn't heat it. I didn't heat any of the finger holes, so it still sounds exactly like it did when it came out the box. There. It's got some beautiful colors in it. If my camera lady is showing you the whole flute, it's got some beautiful colors.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Hope it's still recording. It is.
If I...
Yes. See how you look at it like this right here? See there? Beautiful.
What would you do if I walk out on the job?
If you walk out of the job,
Yeah, if I...
if you walk out on me right now,
Yeah.
I'll have to stop the video.
See?
I have to go get my little boy Jordan to record it for me.
Yeah, see?
Okay, folks, since it's 11 o'clock, 10:56, I'm going to show you how to make this fetish. Right now, your flute is finished. Other than oiling it, all you got to do now is oil this flute. You bear with me now. I'm going to show you how to oil this flute. If you bear with me, I'm going to show you how to oil this flute. And I'm going to show you what type of oil I use. Because, like I said, you can get the flute blank from me and the oil. You don't have to sit there and go somewhere and try to find oil. I'm going to show you what I use. I've been using this oil since 2010. And it's the best oil I've ever used. Because I've used all kind of oil before. But this is the best. Because it's got hardener in it. It will last. I'll show you how I apply it to the flute. You know, because you got to do it correctly. Just bear with me. Now, we're going to put the flute to the side. And we're going to make the fetish. Put it up here gently because we already made the flute. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it over here where it won't fall. I don't even trust it. I'm going to put this shirt down. There we go. There we go. Now I know it won't get skin up. See, there's a big boy I'm getting ready to work on. Look at that big boy right there. That flute right there is probably 32¼ inches long. There's a big difference in it. That's another customer flute. But it doesn't matter. Like I said, mentioned, it doesn't matter what size it is. My way, you can shape up the back end of every flute no matter what size it is. If you follow my directions. Let's put this over here to the side. Fetish time. Okay. Stuff here out the way. No longer need it.
Can I retire this?
Yes, you can take your mask off. She's taking her mask off, folks. Give me a few minutes. It looks like we've already been doing this 2 hours. So just bear with me. I told her it'd probably take about 3 hours. She said, "Oh my God, for real? You mean to tell me I got to be out there 3 hours?"
Well, what they need to do is leave a nice comment about how lovely your camera lady is. And they want me to film you from now on.
I wish. I wish you would.
Yeah, but I do it.
I wish you would get out here and help me make them. And then I can speed up production.
Yeah.
Okay, look at here. Now, the fetish blocks usually be about this size. Or this size. Yeah, that's about 3 inches or 3¼ inches by about 1 7/8, almost 2 inches. That's what size it normally is. But since this customer here wanted a plain flat block, I didn't make him a real tall block. Because I'm going to cut it off. And But this thing here now, you can just say this in here for instance. Just say if your groove come right here. Just say this here was your groove. Right there on this here block. Just say that's your groove, folks. If you want to make an eagle or something, or hawk, bear, whatever, you remember, you want to stay about 3/4 away. You want to stay about 3/4 away. And you can actually make you some, hold on a second where you can see it. you can actually take and just like right there, that there, just like this here's the bottom of the block. That's the bottom of this block right here. See? If you wanted, since I'm just showing you this because he wants a plain flat block. If you wanted a hawk or eagle or whatever, all you got to do is draw it on here. You want to make sure this is the end. This here's the part here that sits on top of the flute right here. Remember that. So you want that there, point there, to be the bottom. So just say we're going to draw a bird. You want to come up here like this here. You want to give you some room for your leather. You know, your leather go on here. And just say you're going to draw a bird. Say you're going to do something like that there. See how that birds are coming along? Trying to do it because I can't hardly see because I'm trying to do it where you all can see. Just say you come through here like right here and you make you some feathers or whatever. You want to make sure when you come back with this here, you want to make sure that there be the point, you know. There, you know, your bird will be right here like that. That's an ugly bird because I can't have C. But anyway, you get an idea. You're going to cut all this here out. All this here be gone. That right there be gone. You cut it out with your hand, with a knife. I like to use a bandsaw. I got a very small bandsaw that I use to cut out my birds with. You just follow those lines and you cut it out, and then you have to hand sand everything, you know. But like I said, that right there will fit. It'll fit on your flute. See there how it's. See, I can actually go up a little bit with this here if I want it to. See there how that'll go on that flute? See there? I got it completely flat. It's on that flat section. If you wanted a bird or anything like that, draw you a bear, whatever. You know, just have you some room for your leather. If you don't want to do it like that, you can also take and make your block bigger. Some people are taking drill holes here. You know, some people drill holes right there to put their leather through. That way you don't have to wrap it. Whatever you want to do, it's your choice. So I'm saying you put your leather right through them holes. But that's how you do it. I just wanted to show you that there because I'm not going to make an eagle or anything. I'm going to make a plain flat block. And I usually have my things set up, which I didn't this time. So I'm going to use a pattern, show me about where it's going to be. Like I said, I usually has a thing set up where I can cut all my blocks the same. But I didn't this time, so I'm going to just guide it with my finger. See there? See that square? I'm going to cut that out. And then I'm got to shape this block up. Even though it's square, I'm got to shape it to make it look right. See there how I'm got it? It's going to be cut off right through there. And I'm got it like 3/4 away from this. Okay. I'm going to cut it out with this bandsaw. You can use a knife or whatever. But what you want to do, since I'm already got this groove cut, you don't want to sand on this here. If you mess with this groove, you're going to lose your sound also. So you want to cut from this side where it'll be smooth. If that makes sense to you. So I'm going to cut back this way. Come here. Come on, camera lady. Come over here. Give me some Gatorade. Thirsty. Sorry, folks. I told you at the end of a work day. Let me get on these here. I can see, but I just don't want to cut that line. Hold it up high where they can see. Can you hold it up that high?
Hi.
Where they can see me cut. See how I'm cutting in? If I cut in, I don't mess up this. If I cut this away, you'll have a tendency to rip your wood out. And then you'll have to resand this. And then you're going to mess up this. So you want to cut inward, folks. So when you make your eagle, when you make this eagle, you want to cut in this way. How I didn't tear up my flute, my fetish, I didn't tear up the wood. That's the way you want to sand it. See there? But, obviously, you're going to do it the other way, but that was just an example. I'm going to go this way. Take your time. See there? Just take your time. Now cut your line out. Watch your fingers. Also, folks, I forgot to mention, I'm already got this fetish right here completely straight. Do not sand on this. I'm already got it with 220. Don't sand on that cause it's got to sit. It's got to be completely straight with your square hole there, your sound hole. See there? See how it's got to be completely straight? I'm already got it straight, so don't sand on the front. If you get it off your flute, it'll cause it to squeal and cut to crazy and stuff like that. Or if it doesn't squeal, the flute won't sound or perform the same. So please leave this here the way I have it. I have it perfect for you. All you got to do is cut back here and cut your eagle out or your hawk or wolf, whatever you're going to make. Up here, just don't mess with the front. Don't mess with this lower section. Okay, now we got to sand it. Okay, come over here. You can take blocks, whatever, your hand, whatever, but to get it straight, I'm going to go ahead and just put it up here on this here to save some time. got a little bit too cold. Okay, now we got to shape it. See, now I got it about where I want it, folks. Now I'm going to shape it. You got to make these edges smooth. If you don't, you'll cut grooves in it. You'll cut grooves in it when you tie your leather. So you want everything to go smoothly. Come on back over here. Level 14, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this fetish real fast for you guys. To speed up things, I'll take this sanding block. Now remember, that's the front. Remember, there's your groove. What you want to do is just go right here on that corner. See there how I'm doing it? Turn it around. I'm going to take my block and I'm just bevel the front just a little teeny bit. But see, you can make whatever you want with that block that I gave you. See there how it's forming up? You can make whatever you want. Make sure you sand it, because I just done it with 80 grit sandpaper. This is 180. Now you got to make it smooth.
Excuse me.
That dust making you sneeze. I'm almost finished, sweetie. Okay, look. I also got blocks to help me also. You know, flat blocks. I got a 180 on that. I got 220 on this. I'm going to go ahead and get the back of this here. Now, try to make that there completely straight. So, what you want to do is just gently do it, because you don't want to mess this center part up. You don't want anything distorting your sound. Now, I'm making that there edge smooth, and I want it completely straight. So just bear with me. Now you could have took a handsaw and cut this. You didn't have to have a bandsaw. If you didn't have a bandsaw, you could have used a handsaw. Like I said, it's just because I have so many customers. I don't have a whole lot of time to be playing around. Especially when I'm getting phone calls and emails saying, JD, you about got my flute ready, man. So I have to go ahead and bust romp and get it done. She's a grinning at me. Even on a Saturday. Trying to get that there completely smooth. Because remember, if you don't have it smooth, I have to hold it up like that where I can see it. If you can't get it right, if your eyes are bad, you can take you a square and put it on here, and that'll help you guide it. See there how I'm almost guided? That'll help you guide it to get it real straight. If you're trying to do flat blocks. There. See that how it's straight now? Folks, if I wasn't so tired, I'd have been finished this block. Been a long day. Now get your 220 and do the same thing with it. And then what you're saying, JD, good God, is it taking that long for that block? That's because no matter how long it takes, I try to do it right. Don't care how long it takes. I give it 180%. But it's because I'm tired. There we go. I'll hold it up like that and see that it's straight. Now from that point I'll hand sand it. Remember, don't touch this edge because this edge right here is already right. So what you want to do, well, how I'm going to do is just hand sand this up here with 180. See how I'm making that there bevel? That way my leather will go on there good. Now the reason I ain't sanding on this here because I'm already got it sanded with 220. You'll have to sand yours. Okay. Get me some 220 sandpaper. Sand the top. Get your rough edges. Now on the bottom, you want to come up. You don't want to hit that bottom. And then from this point, now you can do that there. The The front of it, remember we went down on the front. Just a little bit of a bevel. Thought I seen something, but I didn't. My eyes are fooling me. See how my front's starting to look? There's the back. Now, since I'm got it, get me a piece of 320. Making good and smooth. Take my block, my 320. 320 there's about had it. Do this side a little bit.
That 320 is looking like who done it.
I know, but I like it when it's used up like that. It makes it real smooth.
Really?
See, I got some more right there, but I want my fetish shiny. This 320 right here. Now look, you can hand sand it right here just a little teeny bit, but not much, cause I told you not to touch that. And then what you gonna say? Well, JD, you told us not to touch it. Now you're telling us to touch it. That's just on my 320. On your last go round, cause I'm already hand sanded with a 220. So now what you want to do is take that Scotch-Brite. That's the way it looks. But like I said, I'm wore this in here out. Sand the crap out of it. And when you sand the sides, don't sand the bottom, because that edge, you don't want any air leaks. You want to be real careful. See how I'm just barely doing it? You want to be real careful with it, folks. You don't want to damage it. There we go. See? Nice and smooth. Now I can take and put that fetish on there and it will play. But I don't want to put it on there because what time is it? It's 11:25. Okay, the camera's still rolling good. Yep. Slow this off a little bit. Okay. Look, as you can see, the fetish is finished. Get these doggone glasses to go on my face. Okay, where I can see. Look. See, I got it good and straight. Guess what, folks? It's ready for oiling. I forgot to mention. He's grinning at me because I like to drop my glasses. Shine that camera on me. She's grinning because I like to drop my glasses. I call them in the air. I'm not used to wearing glasses. Okay. But like I said, they help me see close up. I got good eyes. I can see how pretty she is. Okay. I forgot to mention, when you got your flute out of the box, I need you to take pictures of how I have that block taped up on your flute. That way you can put it back the same way that you got it. Because as you see, this fetish has got that groove cut in it. And you got these square holes here, these sound holes. The purpose of that groove is it's got to line up with these holes for your flute to play. That's why I'm telling you to take photos. Get these glasses again. Take photos because your fetish has got to be in the right position. If you look up on there, you see that square hole up on that fetish. It's lining up with this square hole here. And if you notice, get you in the light, it's just a hair past this square hole here. It's just a hair past. See? So take photos of that and put that fetish back. When you put your leather on, after you make your bird, make sure you put that block back in the same position where it'll sound good. See, it plays. But I'm not going to play with it because I don't want moisture damaging it. Okay, it's 11:28. Let me show you how to oil this flute where I can go in the house and get me some sugar.
You can forget that. You already messed up your chance.
Let me show you how to oil it.
Your chance is gone bye-bye. Bye-bye.
After I show you how to oil it,
They're going to think we're promoting Gatorade.
I drink a lot of Gatorade. After I oil this flute, shut him up. After I oil this flute, I'm having trouble with my camera lady, folks.
Yeah, right.
She might be looking at me. That's why she won't hold that camera up. Okay. After I oil this flute, I'll tell you, I don't want to spoil it now, but after I oil it, I'm also going to show you how to tie the leather. I have a special way I tie my leather. I have customers all the time. JD, will you please do a video on how to tie your leather? I have a special way, and it's really simple. When you see me do it, you're going to say, wow, I could have been did that. So, bear with me. I'm going to do step by step. After I oil the flute, I'm going to tie the leather. And then afterwards, I'm going to do a video and let you see how this flute sounds. Looks and sounds. I'm going to take you over to the studio and we're going to do a video the right way because I don't know how my lighting is right here. So when we do that video, we'll do it right. Maybe my camera lady's doing this one right. I know the other videos, I'll be done those, so I know they'll be done right.
Oh. You're in big trouble too.
Alrighty. But we're going to walk over here and I'm going to show you how to oil this flute. Come on, folks. Move this thing out the way, sweetie. I'll put my fetish up here. When you're oiling this flute, what you want to do is get you a rod or a dowel, whatever you want to call them. Make sure it's clean. I have holes in a 2 or 4 that I oil my flutes in. And these flutes will be completely straight. See how it's completely straight? And your flute will go on here. Okay? Because you want your flute to sit like this to dry. You don't want it. You don't want your flute. You don't want your oil draining out because the more oil you have in your flute, the better your flute's going to sound. So bear with me, and I'm going to demonstrate that, but get me some gloves. Now the oil I use, folks, I like to use wood bowl finish. Now this used to be called salad bowl oil. They recently changed the name, but it has the same ingredients. They just made they just changed the name to wood bowl finish, but it is really salad bowl oil. And this is a really good oil. What you want to do is, when you're using this oil, wear some gloves. Because like I said, it has hardener in that oil. I don't like to get that stuff on my hands. She's grinning at me. So, I got such big hands, I might bust this. My right hand's bigger than the left one. I'm always turning up gloves. They say one size fits all, but I'm going to tell you, I busted so many gloves. It's not even funny. I do, babe. I go through gloves. That's why I buy 200 of them at the time. Okay. Hurry up before it gets Sunday. I got 25 minutes. Okay. When you get this oil, folks, this wood bowl oil, get you some and stir it up. Stir it up really well. Like I said, it has hardener in it. If you can't stay out of this stuff here, this groove, if you do get in the groove, at the end of when you're working, make sure you clean that groove really well where that lid will sit back on there tightly. And this oil will last you a long time if you completely seal it. What we need to oil your flute correctly, some paper towels. I like to purchase the ones that's got the halves, and I have a reason for that. If you bear with me, I'll show you why. But this one here, this flute here, since it's a 1 inch, I'm going to take 1, 2, I use about 3 halves, and then instead of 1/2, you get a whole sheet, which would be 2 halves. Just go ahead and get you another one, just in case. Get you another 2 halves, which will make it, like I said, a whole sheet. But the reason I like to do this is because it saves money, and, well, basically it saves money. It does save money. And also, on a dowel, take you a paper towel and tape it to a dowel. Like this here is a 1 inch flute, so this is probably about a 1/2 inch dowel. So you tape it to that. Make sure that you tape it tight as crap, folks, because you don't want this paper coming off. This paper starts about along in here, so I'm starting my tape way up here. You know, because you take that paper and you just wrap it on there like that right there. You just wrap it, then you start your tape about along in here and work it down. But you want to pull it really tight, because when you're inside this bore, you don't want that paper coming off inside there. You'll got a mess. You will have a mess if you get paper inside of here. So make sure, because you have to get it out. And I've done that before too, believe it or not. I've had paper to get way back up here, because I'm trying to do so many. My tape got loose and my doggone paper fell off inside my flute, but I got it out, thank the Lord. But anyway, make sure you tight, really tight. and come all the way up here where that paper won't come off. Okay. Also, get you a funnel. I like to use these, I think they're called fiberware. Silicone. She said silicone, but I think
Farberware silicone.
Farberware, whatever, I don't know. But anyways, it's a real small funnel. It's the orange funnel. Make sure it's clean. Reason I like to use these here, because I like to fill my flutes up with oil, and it goes in there perfect. See how it goes down in there perfect? And also I like to use these here because I don't have time to clean them out every time I use them, because I told you this has got hardener in it. You will have to use like you have to use something like mineral spirits, whatever. To clean your brushes out because of the hardener. I'm trying to hurry up. 11:38. Okay, but also reason I'm telling you to use this here silicone, because once it gets hard in here, you can take and crumble this here up and take your airline and blow it right out, because it doesn't stick to this. That oil doesn't stick to this. It's just like when you're painting a car or something. You gotta put adhesive on here for it to stick, for it to bond the plastic. But anyways, it doesn't bond to this here. It's so sleek inside. You can take and blow it right out with your airline. You don't have to worry about cleaning. It's just a very fast way. And hold on a second. Also, folks, get you some electrical tape, and take that tape, and you want to fold one end of it like that. And the reason is that way that end won't stick to the flute. You can pull it right off. You want to cover up this back hole here. You want to cover up this, because we're going to fill it full of oil. So you want to put it on there just like that right there. And see, by bending that tape, see how it doesn't stick? You can take and pull it right off. If you have it down here and you know that's stuck to the flute, so do it just like I'm showing you. Okay, now what we're going to do is put our funnel. Let me get this out of your way, sweetie.
Yeah.
Make sure that all the dust is out. Push it in there, just like so. You don't want to hold this flute up straight, like this. You want to tilt this flute over, because if you hold it up straight, the oil won't drain in, won't go in the flute, believe it or not. I know it sounds crazy, but it won't. Hold it in an angle. Take your stick. Get this stuff out of the way. Get my tape out of the way. Just take your stick and see how it runs. See how the oil runs? We're going to run it into the flute. But hold your flute sideways. Hold your finger over that hole. Just in case if you didn't put your tape on there all the way. And just let it go in. See how it's draining in? If you can see. See how it's draining in the flute? I've got my flute sideways. And you can see it. See how it's going down in there? It's going down in there. I can tell it's going down there because that there's getting cold. Do some more in there. Okay, I'm going to hold this here. Don't get no dirt or anything like that. That's why I got a piece of paper towel here. Pull that out, turn it upside down, take your finger and cover this up. And you want to do it like this. Now you can feel that oil inside. You want to work it, keep turning your flute around. And don't take your finger off and sling this oil in your eyes, because it can be done. Make sure you keep your finger on that blowhole there and go around and around with your flute. And then once you do that, put your oil back in your can. See there? Look at all that oil coming out. Now, you don't want to run all your oil out. You want to leave some in there. So have it about like that there. Go ahead and take this here off. See how easy that came off? And then wipe this here. Go ahead and wipe that down there in case if you got any down there. Because if you leave your oil on there, it'll be darker than the rest of it. When you do that, take and blow in this hole. That'll run the, in case if you got any oil down in here, it won't run out on your flute and ruin your flute. Just blow in it. If you look at it good, you might see it's good and shiny up in there. Can you see it, sweetie? It's good and shiny. Also, if you look down in there, you'll see I left oil inside. See that oil? You'll see it's real good and shiny. Okay. Make sure you wipe that edge, because I have an edge there. Keep that flute straight. Turn it around to you like this. Now, keep this paper towel with you. Take your brush, and we want to go in all these holes. Remember, if you get oil on here, go ahead and wipe it off. So all of it will be the same color. Don't forget to pray over your flute, folks. Ask the Lord to bless it. And He'll bless it for you. Make sure you go around and around. Go up and underneath. See that oil? Just wipe it off. See there how I wiped it off and it disappeared? Okay, go ahead and do this in here the same way. Go around. Try to get down there. She's a little short. Try to get it down lower. Make sure you get in all of your holes. Now be careful and don't take this hard part on the brush and bust your flute. Just stick your bristles inside, folks. Just use your bristles. Also, at this point, go ahead and go around your square hole here. Go around and use your bristles. Go up under that hole, because there's an angle there. Wipe this off. And blow it, because you don't want anything lingering right there. That there is your sound. Okay, at this point I'm finished with my brush. So I have some of that solvent, whatever you call it, mineral spirits. Reckon that's what you call that stuff. But anyway, see how I'm cleaning out my brush? Now my camera light ain't showing me.
I did.
So there, just clean out your brush. you can just pour you some in a container. Leave your brushes in there, and that'll be fine. See how I'm got it in there? Okay. I have the odorless type. Okay, now you take your dowel, stir it up. Stir it up with your dowel. Okay, now look, sweetie. Move my camera over. Okay, look. We're going to take this dowel. We're going to run it inside this flute. Now you see that I have this flute still straight. You got to keep it straight, level, folks, because you remember you got oil back here. I drained it out, but not all of it. When it went to a drip, I left it in there because when it hardens, it'll be shiny up in there, believe it or not. And the more oil you got in your flute, the better it'll be. So now what we're going to do is just run this here. See all that beautiful oil? Okay, run it right through here. I'm making a mess on the floor. I don't care. If you got your paper in there right, it'll do just like this. And if you look good, you can see it moving around in yonder. See it? You just pour it on out. See, run it more in there. Look inside your flute. If you don't have enough in there, put you some more. Because you want to coat it really well, folks. Dip it down in your oil again. See how it's dripping out? That's the way you want it. And just run it back and forth. Okay, keep that flute straight. Leave that oil in there. If you got some on the bottom, wipe it. Okay, keep it straight just like that. Now, you can see oil down in there. If you look down your hose and down in there, you'll see you got oil in there. Can you see it, sweetie? Can you see the oil? She said she doesn't know if you can see it or not. But anyway, you'll be able to tell you got oil up in there. Okay. Come this way, sweetie. Now at this point, what you want to do is keep it straight, keep it level, because you don't want it running out. Keep it level. When you put it on this stick, don't damage your flute, don't bust your hose, any of that stuff. You want to go in there really slowly. And you don't want to bust something back here either. You want to just go, shine in there. You should see that stick. See that stick? You want to stop right there, because you got a stopper right there. Don't bust that stopper out of there. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to apply the finish. Take one of these paper towels here, one of these halves. You want to take one of these halves, and you want to fold it. You want to fold it like so. Just keep folding it. See, if you do it right, it'll come out perfect. And then just fold it like that. See how I got it? Now, make sure your oil is good and stirred. Don't worry about that oil, folks. If you use a lot of it, oh well. It's so cheap. When you purchase it from me, don't worry about it. Your flute's more important. So make sure you put enough oil on your flute. That oil is so cheap, it's ridiculous. So, put your paper towel down in your oil. Make sure you soak it really well. Okay, come over here, sweetie. Stand right there where they can see it. You can stand right there. Make sure you cover this flute quickly. Because you want it all the same color. Don't turn it over because you don't want your oil. Marty. I forgot something, folks. I got ahead of myself. You know what I done? First, let's get this oil on here. Crap.
Really?
Well, I just have to correct my mistake. It's because it's almost 12 and I don't work on Sundays. Let's have to correct myself, Lord. Okay. See how it's on here? It's almost 12, so I'm going to have to hurry up. You take one of these halves and you take 2 halves. Put one here, you hold it, pull that off of there. You take the other one, the 2 halves, and you work it really fast. Don't drop your flute. Don't touch your flute. Blow in the back again. So your oil doesn't come out. Then I want you to blow in this hole here because you don't want oil right here up under this angle. You want to blow down. And then you want to blow in there so the oil will get off that angle. You want to blow it hard. If you blow it easy, you might hear a sound. Well, there it goes. See what it is? Your oil got off of that thing. It had to get off of there. Okay, before you put it back on your rod, take you a paper towel and wipe that oil off of that rod. Because once that oil gets hard, it has a tendency to stick to the rod, and you don't want that, folks. You have to keep working your flute as it dries. So now that it's off the rod, remember you got oil inside your flute, and that's fine. Take your time on putting it back on there. Make sure you got it all off. Okay. Make sure you got all of your oil. You don't have any lumps anywhere where that fetish goes. See it? Okay, and okay, look at me. Okay, and you're finished with the first coat. Now what we want to do is wait 24 hours or even 48 hours. You want to make sure it's dry to the touch. When you touch it, you don't want it to take you or anything like that. You want to make sure this oil is completely dry. And then after it dries, then we're going to come back into the shop and I'm going to show you how to resand this flute the correct way and apply one last coat of oil, and then we'll be finished with the flute. But it's 11:56, I got to hurry up. See that time? 11:56, I don't work on Sundays. I forgot something. I've got to correct my mistake. I forgot to sign my flute. I forgot to put my name on it. JD Flutes. Bass E, I forgot to put E 432 Hertz. So I'm got to correct that Monday. Luckily this is oil. I could just sand it, and I'm just sanding up on the bottom. I always puts my name up on the bottom of the flute. I forgot this one, but come Monday I'll take and put my name up on the bottom. So, you know, just like you all, I want you all to sign your work. Make sure you sign your work. Monday, I'll show you what I use. I don't have time today. She's grinning at me.
Because you had dressed my noodles.
Yeah, it's almost Sunday, so I used to use a hand burner. I'm going to show it to you. You don't have to have what I use. I have a laser. Everybody can afford a laser. But see, the reason I do that because my customers want everything to be pretty well perfect. So I had to up my game a little bit and I had to invest a little bit more to get a laser instead of doing everything by hand. But I'll show you what I used to use. You don't have to buy some expensive tool just to sign your name. But until Monday, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Just come right back. Like I said, I'm going to show you how to finish this flute. We still got to oil it, re-oil it. And also, I got 2 minutes. I see you looking at the time.
2 minutos.
She's looking at that time. I got 2 minutes. We still got to re-oil the flute. And I still got to put the leather on it, show you how to tie the leather. Put the block on it that we made. Also, we got to oil the block. I'll do that Monday. I'm going to put it right there. I got to oil the block. And then, just y'all have a wonderful weekend. Come back and we'll finish this flute. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a while. She's rolling her eyes. See you later. Hello everyone. Welcome back. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Okay, today we're going to finish oiling our Native American flute. What we want to do is, you want to get you a Scotch-Brite, and we want to lightly sand your Native American flute. You don't want to sand it really, really hard. You just want to lightly sand it. Hold your camera down, baby. So what you want to do is, make sure you sand the front, and it's really best to sand it on your stick, on your dowel. And you want to sand it. When you're going over your holes, you want to lightly sand it over your holes. And then you want to just turn your flute, keep turning your flute around. Like that. And what this does, when you're sanding it with your Scotch-Brite pad, what it does, if there's any thing that's sticking up or whatever, you know, it will just make everything smooth. Your second coat is always the best coat. And also by sanding it, re-sanding it, it would have a satin shine when you oil it. At this point, you can just grab your flute and finish. Remember to watch out for your holes here. You can sand lightly on it. Just try not to drop your flute. Make sure you got a good grip on it. And I forgot to mention that I went in there and I engraved JD Flutes E 432 Hertz. I forgot to mention that. And you guys, you ladies, you need to, you remember I forgot to engrave it Saturday night. It was almost Sunday and I forgot about it. So I engraved it today. I didn't let you see this process because I know you all don't have, a lot of you don't have an engraving machine, a laser. So what I would recommend, if you don't have one, is just get you a burning tool. You can get a burning tool for like $25, $30. You know, you don't have to get something really expensive to just burn your name. But I would recommend you to burn it instead of writing it, because when you write it on there, like with a permanent marker or something like that, it has a tendency to come off over time. You know, by handling it and stuff, it'll fade away. So if you want it to last forever, get you a good burning tool. Like I said, they don't cost like $25, $30. And that way it'll be on your flute forever. But I do so many flutes, and I'm trying to produce a really good quality. That laser, it helps me do that. All of them will look the same. I'll be trying to make everything consistent for my customers. Okay. After we get your flute sanded, just like that. Now, right now it's really smooth, folks. It is really smooth. We want to blow it off. You want to make sure you get all of this stuff blown off. You want it really good and clean before you put your last coat of oil on it. So let me blow it off. Make sure you blow the outside of your flute and also the inside of your flute. Because you don't want anything inside your flute distorting your sound. Okay. Before I oil the flute, remember Saturday night I had forgot to oil the fetish. So we're going to go ahead and oil the fetish now. And after we oil this fetish, what you need to do is let the fetish sit up 24 hours and then lightly sand it. Come out, you know, go to your shop, wherever you're going to work at. Lightly sand your fetish after 24 hours with the Scotch Brite, same way I just done the flute, and re-oil the fetish. And how we want to do this, if you follow me over here to the oil, I'm already stirred my oil. Don't forget to stir your oil. You just want to dip your fetish in the oil. See there how it's doing? See there? Just dip it all in the oil. See there? Make sure it's coated really well. And then wipe it off. You want to wipe off the oil. Don't touch your fetish. Always use that paper towel. Up under the bottom, you want to make sure that groove is clean from the oil. You don't want anything in that groove. Up under the bottom of your fetish, you want to make sure it's completely clean. And then just put your fetish up to dry, like I said, for 24 hours. Okay. For your flute, we want to do the same process we did Saturday night. You want to grab your flute. And remember, we put a piece of tape over this square hole here. And remember, on your tape, you want to bend the bottom edge on that tape so it doesn't stick to the flute. So you want to put it on there like so. Push it down on the flute. It's not going to hurt it. Because by bending that edge up, see how it come right off? And then we're going to fill this in with oil. You get your funnel. Stick it on there. You don't have to push it hard and bust your flute. You know, you just want to put it in there. And then take your rod, your dowel, that you already got your paper towel taped to. And then we're going to hold our flute sideways, just like we did before. You don't want to hold it up straight because the oil is not going to go in. You want to hold it sideways and then fill it full of oil. You might not think this is putting a lot of oil in there, but it is. Just keep it sideways. Okay. And make sure you put your finger over this hole. Turn it upside down. Turn your flute upside down. And keep rotating your flute until you coat the inside really well. And remember, don't take your finger off this blowhole here and put the flute and put this oil in your eyes. Make sure you cover it up, and then after you get it covered, just put your oil right back in. Now, you're not going to take all of it out, remember? When it goes to a drip like that, just turn your flute like this. Wipe the bottom off. Take your tape off. Wipe it here. Blow in the end so the oil doesn't come out. Wipe the bottom, wipe the end, and then keep your flute straight. You don't want to lean your flute because your oil will come out. Okay, now we want to go ahead and take your brush. You want to keep this one in your hand. Take your brush and just use your bristles now, and we're going to coat the holes again. Okay. By doing this, folks, you're going to have a really good sounding flute. Wipe your excess oil off. Just use your bristles. Don't bust your flute with this metal piece on this brush. Don't skin up your flute. You've got a lot of time in it, so take your time and don't mess up your flute. Go ahead and let's coat the square hole. Use your bristles to go up on that sharp edge. Wipe that off. Remember, also I want you to blow straight down. And then I want you to blow in an angle. That gets all the oil off that edge. Okay, at this point, we can go ahead and clean our brush in the thinner or the solid, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to coat the inside. Back up a little bit, sweetie. Okay. Make sure you get a lot of it on your paper towel. And then we're going to coat the inside. See how it's dripping out? See there, when you do it like that there, you see that oil, you know you got it coated really well inside this flute. Go ahead and put your another one in there. This oil get hard, folks, inside this flute, and you don't want to have a whole. Don't want to leave a whole bunch of oil in it, but you don't want to not put any oil in it either. So you just need to know how much to use. If you got it to where it's constantly running out, you know you got too much. Just wipe that off. See, at this point you should be able to see inside there. It should look shiny. If you can see it. Can you see it, sweetie? You can. Okay, now what we want to do is keep your flute straight. Put it on there gently. Don't bump your flute. And don't bust your holes when you're pushing this rod, this dowel, up in here. Take your time. And remember to stop it right here. You know, you don't want to mess up your block. Stop it right there. And remember, I had you to fold a piece of paper towel. And then after you fold it, you're going to fold it again. And then we're going to dip it down in the oil. We're going to re-oil the flute. Coat it really well, folks. Go ahead and put a lot of oil on it. Don't be scared of it. Like I said, the oil, it doesn't cost all that much. So, use it, folks. Use it. Now, I told you I was going to show you my burning tool, but I couldn't find it. I don't know what's happened to it. I might be gave it away to somebody. So I couldn't show you, but I had a cheap burning tool. I only paid like $30 for it. But make sure you coat your flute really well. Up on the bottom, see how it's good and shiny? Up on the bottom and on the top. See how beautiful that is? Okay, now what we're going to do is wipe our hands. You got on gloves, but we're going to wipe our hands off. You don't want anything on it. Then you're going to take 2 halves, which is a whole sheet, fold it. Then we're going to take 1 half. We're going to put the 1 half right here. Put our hand on the half. Pull your flute out straight. Take your half, your 2 halves. You want to rub it. blow the end again. Also, I want you to blow that hole. And then blow in the angle. Blow it really hard. Make sure you don't have any oil up there, messing up where the fetish goes. Let's see if I can make it sound this time. Last week I couldn't make it sound. That's going to be a good sounding flute, folks. A good sounding flute. It blew that time. Last time I think it's because I was in a hurry. Because I don't like to work on Sundays. Now before you put this flute back on this rod, I want you to wipe your rod off with your paper towel. Get all the oil off. The purpose of this is this oil has hardener in it. You don't want this sticking to your flute. So you want to make sure you wipe it off completely. Looks good. You want to wipe it off completely. Don't grab your flute with your hand. Make sure you use a paper towel. And put it right back on there gently, without busting your flute. Now, come here. Do you see that rod? You see that rod? Okay, hold your camera up just a little bit. What I want you to do is not leave your rod here. I want you to leave your rod about along in here. So pull your flute back with your paper towel. Pull your flute back till your rod's along in here. And the purpose of that is you don't want your rod right here where your sound hole is, because if it gets hard, you don't want anything distorting that edge. So make sure you pull your rod about along in here so it'll get hard. And when it gets hard, it won't mess up your edge. You want to have a nice beautiful edge, because that's where your beautiful voice will come from. This stuff is very important. If you follow my directions, you will have a really good sounding flute. It doesn't matter, like I said, if you're like this one here is a 1-inch bore. It doesn't matter if you're using a 7/8 inch bore, a 1-inch bore, 1 1/8 inch bore, or 1 1/4 inch bore. It doesn't matter. If you follow my directions, your flutes will sound perfect. You know, they will sound wonderful when you get finished with them. Now, what we want to do at this point, folks, is we want to let this oil dry another 24 hours. And then after it dries, we're going to come back into the shop and I'm going to tie that fetish on for you. I'm going to show you how I tie my leather, because I've been having, for years, customers have been wanting me to do a video on how I tie my leather. And like I said, it's so simple, and you're going to see how simple it is. And remember when I told you about that block, just like this wolf here, you remember, if you come back about 3/4 from your groove up under your fetish, up under that block, remember it was a square block, I made some wolves the other day. I made one wolf, and see, you can make stuff like that. See, I'm going to put turquoise eyes in mine. I have 3mm stones. I'm going to put turquoise eyes in this wolf. See? You can carve bears. You can carve wolves like this. And here's an eagle. That's my eagle. Remember, I drew out an eagle for you guys. And see, the bottom of it's the same. Go about 3/4 from your groove. And that's what sits on your flute. This one here is going to have turquoise eyes also. You can do anything. You can make all kind of animals if you wanted to. You don't just have to make plain flat blocks. You don't have to make just that. That's just what that customer wanted. And I have to, when a customer requests something, I have to make exactly what he or she wants. But what we're going to do, we're going to let the flute dry for 24 hours. Then we're going to put the leather on it. I'm going to show you how to tie the leather, put your block on it. And then after that, we're going to walk over to the studio, and I'm going to, where I have all my lights and stuff, where you can get a really good look at this flute. I don't know how this flute looks up under these lights. These are my work lights. I have studio lights when I do my videos. And excuse me. And that's when you'll get to see and hear. We'll try out this flute. So until then, have a good one. Welcome back, everyone. Are you ready to let's get this flute finished? Okay, I don't have my camera lady today, so we'll just do the best that we can. And today everything is dry. The flute's dry, the fetish is dry, and now we're going to tie the leather. Going to put the fetish on the flute correctly. Okay, so what we need is, what I like to use to hold the fetish on is just a little small rubber band. And I like to use 2 pieces of leather. But you can wrap your flutes any way you would like. Any way you want. You don't have to use as much leather as I use. You can wrap yours totally different. Use as much leather as you want. The whole 9 yards. I'm just going to show you how I do my flutes. But I always put 2 leather on mine. 2 pieces of leather. So I'm going to move the camera up close. And we're going to get started. The first thing you want to do is remember your fetish has a groove up under it. So you want to line your fetish up perfect with your flute. That's why I mentioned earlier you need to take photos of how your block sat on your flute before you took the tape off. So what you want to do is line that groove up . Put my glasses on, folks. Okay. Where I can see. What you want to do is line your groove up. Just like that. And you want to keep your fetish straight. Even on the top of your flute. It needs to be completely straight. Go ahead and put your rubber band on it. And that will hold it in place for you. Okay. Take your leather. Hold your flute like so. Like I said, you can do your leather as long as you would like to do yours. But for this one here, I'm going to take and get me a piece of leather about as long as the flute to start off with. That's the length I'm going to go with on this one. Okay, you start your leather about long in here. Get your fetish straight. Make sure it's a hair pass from the sound hole. I like to start mine about along in there. And then just go ahead and wrap your leather. As you're wrapping the leather, pull it tight. Rubber band out the way. Keep wrapping your leather. And as you're wrapping your leather, keep pulling it tight up on the bottom. See how I'm pulling this leather tight? Because you want your leather completely tight, folks. That's what secures your fetish in place. And it keeps it from moving. If you got any gaps in your leather, take and push them together like that with your fingernail without skinning up your flute or your finger. Pull your leather. Keep wrapping it. Pull it tight. At this point you can move your rubber band out the way. Go one more time with it. At this point yours should look about like that. Like I said, you don't have to do yours exactly like mine. This is how I tie mine. You see how I'm pulling it tight at the bottom? Okay, now I want to turn my flute over. Turn my flute over. I'll pour both my leathers. I'll pour my leather up like this. And I'm going to crisscross it over. Just like you're going to tie it. But you want to keep your leather completely straight. And just snug it. You don't have to pull it really hard. You want to snug it because the reason for snugging it, you want to go ahead at this point and put your fetish in the right location. Like I said, you want to line that. Like I said, you want to line the groove up under the fetish with the square hole here, your sound hole. You want to make sure it's completely lined up, because if your flute's off, it won't sound as well. And it's got to be a hair past. See how it's a hair past? Just a little bit past this sound hole here. I got the fetish pushed back just a little bit. Okay, once you get that in place, make sure your fetish is completely straight here also, because it's got to cover the back hole that's in the flute. So make sure you got it completely straight. And an easy way to do it also is, since we have the front straight on the fetish, you can also look down the front of the fetish at the hole and line it up straight. That's another good way to line it up straight, because that hole there is completely straight. That sound hole. Okay, once you've got it lined up, you should be able to make a sound. And if your flute sounds correctly without overblowing really easy, you'll got your fetish on correctly. Okay, I got to move it over a little bit. Got to make sure it's completely straight. So you should be able to do yours just like that. You should be able to give it a little bit of breath, a lot more breath, and it shouldn't overblow if you got it on correctly. Okay, at this point, since it's blowing really good, you want to turn your flute right back over. Since you moved your fetish a little bit, you want to go ahead and hold it with your leg and pull up on your leather and tighten it. It should still be right. It's still right. Okay, at this point, that's the way yours should look. It should be a hair past the sound hole. And you see I don't have any gaps in my leather. And also these two pieces here, mine, on my flute, this one here, it goes down past the flute. Okay. Now what we want to do is take our other piece of leather and put it right here. Take the other piece of leather and just put it right in the center. But you want to pull it. You want to pull it to match up your other leather. But if it doesn't match, don't worry about it because we're going to cut it off level later. Okay, so you want to pull that there in the middle, like so. And then move this piece here out the way and go up under it. You go up under this piece. You wrap it. The piece that you tied on before, you want to take this new piece here, and you want to move it over, move the old piece over, and just wrap it up under it. And then come right on top, and you will have two pieces right there on top. See there? We got two pieces right there on top. Then you want to move your old piece over, and then you want to grab. It'll look just like that. You want to grab the one that you just put on, and you want to pull it tight as well. See how I'm pulling it tight? Pull it tight. You want to make sure your leather's straight right there. And then you want to turn your flute back over. Hold it with your leg. Pull up on your leather. And see, you got your other two pieces over. You got this piece here over here. And you got the other piece, the one that you tied on before, over here. That's your first tie. That piece and this piece. Now what we want to do is tie this piece, the new piece, the one we just wrapped twice. Keep your leather straight. Run it through there like that, and then just put it right on top of that other knot. That other tie. Okay. It should look just like that on the bottom. Okay. Then you want to make sure you don't have any gaps in your leather. Make it look nice. And it should look just like that. See how we got two pieces? Okay. Now since we got that, we need to tie all of them together. Just grab all of your leather, just like that. Turn your flute over, hold it in your leg. Back up a little bit. Hold it in your leg like so. So you don't drop your flute. Grab both your leather. Grab both of your leather like that. And then You want to make sure both leathers are completely straight. You don't want anything twisted. If you twist it, it won't go on there looking nice. So keep both leathers straight. You grab each side. See there how I'm grabbing each side? And then you just tie it. You wrap it just like you do a shoelace. Put both of them up under there like that. And then you're going to pull, see, both leathers. And then you're going to tie it just like you do a shoelace. You want to just keep working it until you get it tight. Just keep pulling each individual piece of leather. And then give it a good snug. Then at this point, you can turn your flute over and grab your leather like so and just squeeze it. You squeeze your leather and then okay, at this point you just take and grab your leather and you squeeze it, and that's how it gets straight at the bottom. And you pull it, straighten all your leather. That's how you tie your leather. Then when you cut it off, you want to put your flute in your leg like this. Ever how long you want your leather. I'm going to have mine way down here. So you want to pull your leather straight. And you want to cut all of them the same length. Right there. Cut all of them the same length. Hey, some very sharp scissors. Now, if you can see, that's how I tie my leather. See? Beautiful. Now let's walk over to the studio and we'll see what this baby sounds like. Welcome back everyone. Are you ready to see what we created together? Here it is. Here it is, folks, from a flute blank to a finished flute. And if you follow all my directions, yours will look and perform just like this one. I promise you, it's been a long road getting here on this flute, but it was truly worth it. All of the efforts has paid off. Like I said, all you have to do is put all the love there is into creating your flute, and it will come out just fine. You can't do it without love. Look at what we did, folks. I'm going to give you some close-ups. We're in the studio now. Now we can see what we have. Remember, this was a bass E tuned to 432 hertz. 432 hertz is for depression and anxiety. Look how beautiful that flute is. See how the oil has a little satin shine? My work lights won't show the details like my studio lights will. You can really see it here. Look at the top of the flute. See the finger holes? They're not really large. Isn't that beautiful? Now let's get a close-up on what we shaped up at the back. Look at there, folks. Remember that used to be square. Look at what we did together. Look at there. Isn't that beautiful? Let's get a close-up. See there? Look at the top on it. done this together, folks. See the end? Remember us shaping the end? Isn't that beautiful? Like I mentioned in the earlier videos, you don't have to do yours just like mine. You can shape yours the way you want to. But this is the way I do it. This is my design. And I love it, folks. This is something that I came up with on my own. I didn't look at anyone else's flutes. No other flute makers' flutes. I didn't look at any of their stuff. This is my design. This is what I came up with. See, that's a big difference than when it was square, folks. Look there. See that satin shine? That mouthpiece. Easy on the mouth. Look at the beauty in that wood. Remember on the bottom, for signing my name, JD Flutes, E, 432 Hertz. How we tied the leather. You know, we did all of that. We did everything but signing the name together. I didn't show you that process because, like I said, you can get you a wood burning tool. You don't have to use what I used. Everybody can't afford a laser, folks. They are very expensive machines to use. But your flute, other than the name, will look just like this if you follow my directions. Remember, you don't have to go everywhere to get what you need. Here you can get the flute blank. You can get the oil. You can purchase the oil. You can purchase the leather. I even sell the turquoise stones. I sell them cheaper than you can purchase them on eBay. You can even get your stones from me. I'll sell you some 3mm stones if you want it. Some 6mm stones. Whatever you feel comfortable with your flute. Give you some good prices. That's beautiful. Remember, 1-inch bore. See there? And it was bored using a gun drill. The wood's not been split. Yours won't be split either, folks. This is a masterpiece. If you don't have a job, this is a good way for you to make a little extra income, folks, for your family. Help pay bills. Like I said, if I wasn't doing this on camera for you folks to see, I would have had it shaped up, and I would have had that flute shaped up and the fetish made, the fetish that I made. I would have had it done in 2 to 2.5 hours. So it doesn't take a whole lot of time to finish this. All your work is right here. It's boiling, shaping, tuning. The tuning has got to be perfect, folks, for you to be able to sell your flutes and get a good price. It's got to be right. You can't have something that's not right. This is concert tuned. It's recording quality. And it will last a lifetime if everyone takes care of them. Let's hear what this baby sounds like. That's what you all's waiting for. Bass E tuned to 432 Hertz. If you have a tuner, I'll go slow enough where you can sit there and check your tuner. It's perfectly in tune. high notes, as we're here to hit all of the notes. This flute, the way it's produced, it will hit all of the notes. See how much breath it took? It was a lot of breath there also. What do you think, folks? You don't hear any airy sounds in this flute. All of yours will sound just like this one if you follow my directions. If you would like to have a flute blank, so yours will sound just like this one, just simply give me a phone call to 910-843-1738, or simply shoot me an email to jdflutes@yahoo.com, and I will give you the list of all of the flute blanks that I am producing. Like I said, I'm producing the 7/8 of an inch bores in all of the keys, the 1-inch bores in all of those keys, the 1 1/8 inch bores, which will be the bass flutes, in all of those keys, and also the large bore flutes in 1 1/4 inch bores. And I have all of the bass flutes. Even, I produce the flats and also the sharps, so you can get anything that you want. I hope my video helped you. I've done my very best to slow everything down so you can see it. And if you like it, please hit the like button, and also leave a comment if you like the video. Let me know what you thought about it. I tried to do my best to show you. Thank you so much, and I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful day, and enjoy making your flute. See you later.